In today's video, we are going to explore and explain why so many adult children of narcissists seem to be attracted to completely emotionally unavailable people, and why they find it so difficult to walk away from a relationship with one of these people. Because this is extremely common, but very counterintuitive. Most of us would think that if you were raised by a narcissist, you would be on the lookout for people who are the polar opposite. However, usually that is not the case, and today I'm going to explain two of the reasons why that's so. But first, if you are new to my channel, I'd like to take a moment and welcome you and invite you to please subscribe and be sure and hit that notification bell because I put out new videos every week. Also, if you are interested in private one-on-one narcissistic abuse recovery coaching with me, please visit my website. It's linked in the description below. So today we are going to dive into explaining why so many children of narcissists tend to be attracted to people who are emotionally unavailable, and why they find it so very difficult to leave a relationship when their needs are so rarely being met. As I mentioned, this is extremely common, but completely counterintuitive. So many of us, and I include myself in this group, are themselves unaware and do not understand why they tend to only be attracted to these emotionally unavailable people, but it's been a lifelong pattern of behavior on our part. And the first step to healing a destructive pattern of behavior is to understand why this happens and what's at the root cause of it. The first reason this happens is because if you were raised by a narcissist, then you continually, throughout your childhood and even into adulthood, had to try and earn the narcissistic parent's love and affection. You have to understand, a narcissistic parent, their love is 1,000,000% conditional, meaning they only showed us love if we met whatever their specific conditions were. Maybe they would not show you any love if you were not a straight A student. Maybe they wouldn't show you any love if you were not good in sports and play sports on your school's, sports team. Whatever, you get the idea. But bottom line, children of narcissists have to work for that parent's love, attention, affection, protection, everything. The child of a narcissist has to continually and constantly work for any and all positive attention they receive from that parent. And because of this, if we are unaware of this fact or have yet to heal that part of ourselves, any adult romantic relationship that does not require this conscious effort on our part will feel unnatural, uncomfortable, unworthy. It will be a foreign feeling to us, and more times than not, we will end up rejecting this love interest. This is the really tragic reality for people who endured childhood narcissistic abuse and trauma. People will almost always gravitate to what is familiar, even over what we know is good for us or in our best interests. This is one of the reasons it is so incredibly common for people who were raised by a narcissist to end up in long-term adult relationships or marriages with one, because it feels familiar. It's what feels normal to us. Most times when we reject a really wonderful love interest who is a really good person, who would make the most amazing partner in every single way, is everything anyone could possibly want, yet we reject them. Usually even we cannot articulate why we are rejecting this person. We just know and feel that there is something off. We can't put our finger on it and we don't understand it, but we reject this wonderful and amazing love interest. This is what is at the root of it. It feels completely unfamiliar and uncomfortable because we have never been in a relationship that we did not have to work hard at earning every ounce of love and affection we received. And you must understand this fact and work at healing that part of yourself so that you break this pattern of behavior permanently. The second reason we find it incredibly difficult to disengage from an emotionally unavailable person in a relationship is very similar to the addictive nature of gambling and why gamblers find it so difficult to stop gambling. Let's compare a relationship with an emotionally unavailable person to playing slot machines. Slot machines drive a dopamine release in the person playing the game. Dopamine is the pleasure hormone and gives us a feeling of euphoria. It makes us feel intoxicated or high, and it's incredibly pleasurable. The dopamine release we experience when we are playing a slot machine keeps us motivated and fixated on continuing to play the game. So you lose and lose and lose, and then you randomly win, and you get this massive dopamine spike, and that keeps people playing the slot machine again and again because you are chasing that high of the win. The same principle applies to relationships with emotionally unavailable people because they exhibit this pattern of inconsistency with their attention to you. So, for example, they will be love bombing you in the beginning, then they will switch to being cold, then they will turn hot again, and then the cycle of being cold and hot, and around we go. This pattern is extremely addictive and will give you the same spikes in dopamine as a slot machine gives the gambler. Therefore, being in a relationship with an emotionally unavailable person is way more addictive than being with someone who shows you consistent loving behavior without the push-pull or the hot-cold behavior. And this addiction that builds with the emotionally unavailable person will make us feel like he or she is the one we are really in love with, the person that is truly made for us, when that is not actually true. You combined that addictive nature of being in a relationship with an emotionally unavailable person with the fact that this person and his or her behavior is what feels familiar to us because we were raised by a narcissistic parent. It's what feels normal to us. The odds are astronomical that we will continue the relationship with the emotionally unavailable person and dump the person who treats us well and is good for us. So what can we do to once and for all stop this destructive pattern of behavior and attraction that we have to these people? Number one, understand and educate yourself that this is indeed what is at the root of it. You have to understand the addictive nature of these relationships and make a conscious effort to stay away from these people. Also, you have to deconstruct your understanding and belief system of what love looks and feels like. You must get honest with yourself about who your parent is and how they treated you, and understand that connection to the people you find yourself gravitating towards. And when and if you notice these red flags in a new relationship, you cut your losses and get the hell away before the addiction takes hold of you. That way, you can once and for all break this pattern and attraction to the wrong people. Okay, that's going to do it for today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Also, follow me on my other social media platforms. The links are in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone.